Hi, Tim Roye. We're talking with the newest Golden State Warrior, Andre Iguodala, here on Warriors.com. And Andre, you got to taste Oracle at its playoff best last year. Granted, you were on the other team. What was that like, and are you looking forward to playing as a home team guy in that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, you always want to feel like you had a home court advantage, and that's definitely going to be something that's going to happen here. You know, being in Denver, we had the altitude. You know, the altitude was our home court advantage. So definitely hear the fan base. You know, as Kenny Smith said on TNT, you know, they have the best home court fans in the league, and definitely want to be a part of that, and you know, doing whatever it takes to keep them engaged and keep them satisfied night in, night out at home. Now,
when in years gone by, guys would say when they were going to different teams, well, I wanted to play with a guy like Jason Kidd because he moves the ball so well and he's a great teammate. What is it about Steph Curry, you think, that players want to play alongside him?
I think he's an exciting player, and throughout the course of the game, he can go on a 12-0 run by himself. You know, and then he has a really solid group of guys around him. More than just solid, you have great players around him, and each of the guys support each other. You know, it's not like, you know, Steph has to be scoring in order for us to be good. You know, Clay can have it going, or Harrison can have it going, or David Lee can have it going, and you know, Steph is kind of just laying in the background, waiting for his opportunity, and boom, he just hits you, you know, 3 or 4 threes and opens up the game, and that's exciting to be a part of that whole thing.
Now, you've been an all-star, you've won a gold medal. I know Mark Jackson's thrilled that you're an all-defensive league player in the NBA. What is it about your defense? Why are you such a good defender?
It's a lot of different things that come into play when, you know, I talk about my defense. You know, first just being blessed to have the attributes that I have. You know, having long arms. You know, having you know, the foot speed to keep up with a point guard. You know, being strong enough to guard a 4-man, and then just wanting it. You know, and you have to have a high IQ. Being in this league for 10 years, you know, you pretty much know every set. You know, all its options, and just being a student of the game. You know your opponent pretty well. So all those things come into play, and you know, just enjoying it.
How well do you know head coach Mark Jackson?
Know Mark Jackson pretty well. You know, was a fan of him when wasn't a big fan of his when he was playing, because he was always going up against Michael Jordan, and he was trying to beat the Bulls when he was in Indiana and New York and different places he was at. But fan of his game. 3rd all-time in assists. Great passer. Just had a savvy about himself and a confidence about himself that you don't see, but he takes that and gives it to his players, and helps them play with that type of confidence.
So when you hit a big shot at Oracle this year, you got to come back to the timeout with a shimmy, or?
No, I don't know if I can do the shimmy. It looks better on shorter guys. So Steph does it really well. Steph has it down pretty well. I don't want to take that from him.
You mentioned in the press conference about playing with guys that have high basketball IQs. Why is that so important?
Well, it makes the game easier, and it makes you opens up more options. It makes it tougher to guard, you know, and I think that's why they've had so much success. Is, you know, you got to pick your poison. You know, we're going to double Steph, we're going to leave Clay. You know, Harrison has done a great job of establishing himself as a good post-up player. You know, David Lee, he was an all-star last year. He's been a multiple all-stars. You know what type of game he brings to the table. And Bogut being such a great passer, he can play on the high post and the high elbows. There's so many options that we have. You know, it's going to be hard to find a weakness in our game. You know, and it's up to us to just kind of put it together as a unit and make everyone on the court dangerous.
You seem genuinely thrilled to be here.
Yeah, well, like I said, this was my first choice. You know, as far as teams that, you know, I wanted to be a part of, and they've been on the radar for like the past 5 or 6 years. I think when the Bogut trade went through, I was in the mix for that trade. So, you know, we always kept our eye on Golden State. I think I really started noticing the organization when Jerry West became a part of it, you know, because he's always had success wherever he's gone. Whatever team has been, whatever his job was at, whatever capacity it was, they've always had success, and you know, I kind of started to look at him once he became involved.
We look forward, and I know I speak for Warrior fans everywhere, we're thrilled to have you here. Congratulations, and I hope that we talking next May about our playoff matchups.
Thank you.